Ladies and gentlemen, another Monday. You already know what it is. We got to get in here and have real conversation for the folks. It's the So What Morning Show, exclusively on Dash Radio, Dash Talk X, the premier talk channel in the world of talk radio, featured on Dash Radio. We got so many amazing voices on Dash Talk X, or just Talk X. You want to get slick with it, Talk X. Jeff Brown has a show. Flex Alexander has a show. I've got a new show of all black female lawyers. The show is called Legalish.
I have another title, but go ahead.
Think of TMZ meets The View. I got all kind of shows. You know, dig? Big Pee-wee. I got all kind of shows here, man.
Big Pee-wee got a show?
Big Pee-wee and Big Les.
Get the fuck
Big
out
Les?
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Les.
Dash Talk X. It's viable. Of course, Warren Sapp has a sports show on Dash Talk X.
Warren sees that.
All right.
You want me to keep going? You want me to keep name dropping? You want me to be fancy on you?
Get fancy, huh?
You want me to get fancy? Zoe Williams, man, I'm trying to change the world. Even though I didn't bring Warren Sapp, that was the boss man. They said, hey, man, put him on Dash Talk. I was like, yes, indeed, please. We got a lot of people on Dash Talk X, man, and I think the whole point of the station, man, is to have this diversity of thought. You dig? Like, we cover comedy. You got some funny shows. We cover relationships. We cover economics. Antonio Moore, Tone Talks.
Monster.
Fire show. Friday nights. Right? 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't care if Kevin likes him or not, but it's fine. You dig? Like, we got some fire shows, man. We got some fire shows on Dash Talk X. I urge you, download the app, Dash Radio. Go to your laptop, dashradio.com. Find Dash Talk X. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. You know why? Because I don't want fluffiness on it. I want people to be moved. I want the thoughts to cause you not to go to sleep.
And I never said I didn't like Tone, for the record.
It's fine. Your eyes said it all.
What's up with that dookie bell, man? Your bell is dookie. But is this in the... Oh, there you go. There we go.
This is hold on. This bell is not for you. This is shut the fuck up, Jeff. Jeff, be the fuck quiet.
Is that the ghetto gavel?
The ghetto gavel. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, that's the way you start the meeting. Ding, 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 ding. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, man, it's going down in the town. But before we get into our topics, we're not doing current events today. I have a topic because so many people, man. Before I even get into that, let me just get right to it. Total Package Energy is what got me turned up this morning. TotalPackageEnergy.com. If you do not get Total Package Energy, your life is a waste. It's really simple. You went to school, you were born, you have
Your life ain't shit.
You're just a feeder.
Your life
your
ain't
life
shit,
is
nigga.
nothing. Your life is nothing. Total Package Energy, simply put, the greatest energy shot in the world.
In the world.
Are those the only two with something in it?
No crap. Hey,
You
listen.
drink that shit already?
All of these are empty.
All of those are empty?
These are all
that's some
empty.
bullshit.
Why I got to be bullshit? They were mine to begin with.
That's
Okay,
bullshit.
cool.
Because you're supposed to bring something for the class.
I am not. Total Package Energy, man. The greatest energy shot in the game. Go to TotalPackageEnergy.com. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. It's empty for a reason. I drove back from Fresno yesterday. You under dig? Total package energy. You got to get it. Then, of course, Timmy Tight Top.
With all the
I'm
juices.
here. Boom. What's up?
Let me just say, there is no fussle.
In your hustle?
No, fussle is fat and muscle together. Timmy Tight Top is devoid of fussle.
No.
Let me,
I don't want
guys,
that.
let me
My
finish.
life. What up?
If you come home and Timmy Top is fucking your wife, you need to let them finish.
Sleep up the flex.
Or
Sleep up the flex. No,
I didn't do that.
just went like this.
Or Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Wait, Jeff. No, this is how you do it.
Why your
This
shit
is how you do it.
shorter, nigga?
Hey, wait. This is how you do it. If you come home and Timmy Tight Top is fucking your wife, what you need to do is slip a mask over his head that looks exactly like you. So you can take credit for the sticking.
If Timmy Tight Top is there, your wife already know better.
Ooh.
She already know.
Thanks for ruining my joke. I tried. Okay, fine.
Yeah, that would have made it a little
Let me
bit
move
better.
past. Yeah.
Okay.
Weed juice banging on the table again.
Oh.
Predator watch. Here we go.
Man, I'm just hyped today, you know? Damn, it's been gone for a week.
Weed juice,
Anyway.
man. Tell us, man, what kind of deals we got. And I hate Kevin because he always grabs the one I want
Right?
before the promo is
That
done.
wasn't me, nigga. Thank you. That
I
wasn't
brought a lot
me.
of juice. I brought
Talk
at
to
least
some
like
other
7
people
juices
around
today.
here, nigga.
'Cause I knew we was gonna have other people here today, but we got the 20% off all day, every day. Listeners, apply Zowhat. You'll get 20% off of any program. Detox, energy, the weight loss, and the turmeric shots. The number one thing on the website that's flying off the shelf right now. So everybody get to the weight loss. Everybody get the turmeric. And you can order the strawberry ginger shots too. Just request the strawberry ginger shots and I have those ready for you.
And,
So-
and tell them why it's important to juice, man.
All right. So juicing affects your body on a molecular cellular level where a lot of meat.
Slow
doesn't-
down.
You want to say that again?
Slow down.
Yeah.
You want to say that one more time?
And
I guess
take 2. Are we ready? Speed, and go ahead.
Molecular.
I guess his tongue is the only place with no muscles.
Yeah.
On the molecular
Juicing
side.
affects your body on the cellular molecular.
On the molecular.
Molecular.
On the molecular.
You get all the fruits and vegetables to
On the
absorb through your
molecular.
bloodstream much quicker than
You know that one
have
uncle
meat.
that went to night school?
And so
Molecular.
that's the importance of having juices is getting more nutrients into your body. Your body is a machine.
Your body
instead of you
needs
going to the
molecular.
doctor, have yourself take care of your body first by getting all the vegetables that your body
Absolutely.
needs.
Vegetable.
Sound like that uncle that's 55 on
And
his
fruits
GED.
too.
I'm crying.
But you get them damn kids to be
That's
quiet
the
and
importance
study
of
my molecular.
juicing. But if you need
my
to
God.
find out more information, you could check my site. I have a lot of stuff on there. And if you don't see everything you want, just text me. I will respond to anything.
I know what your
Your
problem is,
body
Francine.
responds on the homuncular level.
I know what your problem. Your problem is, Francine. You fucked up on a molecular level. Your molecules is fucked up.
On the
So that's wejuice.com, OUIJUICE. So order, get your 20% every time you call.
You need to get Jesus to bless your molecules because you molecularly fucked up.
On the molecular
On
level.
molecular level. Molecular.
On a molecular level.
You gonna fall and bust your molecular.
Stop it.
God damn it, these kids have left a skateboard in the fucking driveway. I done fell and bust my molecular.
Stop, man. Stop.
God damn it.
All right, let's stop it.
Stop, please.
Molecular motherfuckers.
On the molecular.
On the molecular level. You know you're never gonna live that down.
All right.
Ever.
All right.
Ever.
All right, we're done
I'm
here.
going to see to it that you never live that down.
We juice, man. Best juice in the game. I love it. Hey, you want to turn your computer down?
Is that me?
That is you.
My bad.
Jesus Christ. All right. I'm done promoting. No, I'm not. I've got one more thing, and then I'm going to throw it to Kevin. This is what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to get to my website, iamzowilliams.com. and pre-order a copy of The Holographic Relationship. It's going to be amazing. That's all I can tell you. I'm going to Kinko's today to print out 17 chapters.
You're going to be a print ass.
No, I mean, the book is going to end at around 30 chapters.
Okay.
Kinko?
But 17 of them I have right now.
Kinko's expensive.
For real.
Them books going to cost $14,000.
No. Okay, if you don't... This washed up detective... Hawaii 5 no.
You know, I will stab you with my car. Did you say Hawaii 5 no?
Jesus. Go to IamZoeWilliams.com and pre-order your copy of The Holographic Relationship right now. Let me run over it because this show has been a mess since we started. You're listening to the Zoe What Morning Show. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, please forgive us for the foolishness that has happened before this reset. Molecular. Now, this is the community empowerment where we promote businesses like Weed Juice.
On a molecular level.
OUIJUICE, the greatest juice in the game. I'm about to have that banana dream, so nobody should grab it. Okay. I've already claimed it. Okay? We've already promoted Total Package Energy at totalpackageenergy.com. We've already promoted the Holographic Relationship, my new book that you could pre-order right now at IamZoeWilliams.com. The final thing I'm going to promote is what Kev has to offer. Kevin, what are you promoting today, bro?
Yeah, I got the store, bossbabytrump.com. It's the investment group with 15 brothers and sisters. And so get over there and support. We got the LeBron Schools the Don shirt. That's LeBron teaching a baby Trump how to spell no collusion.
Hilarious.
And also this week we just put out the bend the knee shirt. That's what baby Trump bending the knee on the field, handing the ball to Kaepernick. And on the back it says, I'm with Cap. So go ahead and check those out. Cop those T-shirts for us. Also, if you want the great book of melanin research, just hit me up. I make copies every Tuesday. So if you want yours, hit me up today and I'll give you a 50% discount. Go to the Real Nagas YouTube channel and hit me up.
All right. You already know, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason. You know who I am, Zoe Williams. We're in the building today for another episode of the Zoe What Morning Show. We have to talk about this because part of me, all right, Timmy Tight, Swollen Tops. You're going to have to let... my good friend. My friend.
Our
brother. Everybody's uncle.
Everybody's
Bobby.
Uncle Bobby.
Glanton Smith.
What?
Uncle Bobby is in the building right now.
Uncle Bobby.
What up, Bobby?
Oh, it's happy to be here, man. Just happy to be here, bro. Happy to be anywhere.
Great day today, yo.
Yes.
Hey, when I want some profound wisdom,
Look here.
you know, dig? I love bringing Bobby into the show.
The propaganda is going to make its way to the proper goose today.
At some point,
The propaganda.
the goose and the gander going to get together. At some point, they're going to get together and see each other.
Timmy Tight Top got that I'm going to call my son outfit on.
What kind of outfit is it?
That's where Timmy Tight Top, you fuck around and piss off his mama. And she called Timmy Tight Top. And that nigga show up with them kung fu shoes on. Somebody finna get their ass whooped right out here in the grass.
Don't make me call
That's
my
the
son.
I'ma call my son outfit right there. You know,
That's the I'ma call my son.
I'ma call my son.
The outfit.
And when he get out the car, he ain't gonna do no talking. All I got to do is point. He gonna beat all you niggas' ass. Well, call your son then. And then this nigga get out the car. Better start apologizing.
Y'all motherfuckers is dumb as hell. He got on the I'ma call my son
You got them kung fu
outfit.
shoes on? You don't want that shit.
All right, so whenever I need wisdom, I bring in Uncle Bobby. Because Jeff is
Yeah. That's it.
Kinda like-
That's all you have to say. Jeff is. Yeah.
Jeff is.
Yeah.
just, the wisdom is kind of pasty.
Yeah.
It's like a Marie Callender's pot pie.
Yeah. My wisdom got Crisco grease smeared on it.
Hey, it's about to go down. Today's topic. A lot of people, man, been calling me about doing a topic like this, so I finally decided to do it. And I think what pushed me over the top was white women always backing white men, regardless of how fucked up white men are. I just had to come straight out and say it. 53% of white women voted for Trump. And then protested his ass the next day and said he's a pussy grabber. We're going to be mad because you're the president, but we're going to make sure you are the president because we're going to vote for you. But we're going to let you know that you've been very naughty. Well, in the meantime, Bill Cosby is being fed slop.
Right.
I'm not saying
Slop.
I'm not justifying Cos doing whatever he did. Whatever you did, you would, whatever.
You do me a favor, please?
What?
Don't ever say that again.
Don't ever say what?
That you're not justifying.
Can I set the show up the way I set it up?
Yes.
Is this? What?
I see the sign.
Thursday,
I see
Monday?
the name on the sign.
Hold on.
Is this Thursday? I'm just saying.
Can I set it up?
You set it up. Go.
Let me agitate my audience the way I do.
Agitate.
Wow. This nigga is here.
It makes me. I'm sorry. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know how this lane could carry two niggas. Are you in the car with me or? Okay, cool. Let's get back to it.
Nigga, you're in the reverse carpool lane? You can only ride in this lane if you have one person.
Wow. This guy right here.
I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying. Then the Kavanaugh case. Clearly an asshole of the highest level of assholism. It's almost like a religion of sphincterism. I guess you could call that religion a gateway. Just being a butthole, right? Mm-hmm. No respect for women, but still able to rise to the highest offices in America via voting. Because somebody voted for him at every step of his life. Am I right?
How about
Talk about Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh, yeah.
In order to become a judge, in order to be... Somebody voted for him to get in at every level, right? And he was this motherfucker at every level, right?
Actually, no. He was appointed at every level.
Again, there is a process now. It might not be available to everybody. But at every level of his life, somebody said, you know what? Him. Right. Let's go. And I'm sure along the way, there were women who also vouched. Just like those women who voted for him to become a Supreme Court justice. They needed security, of course, afterwards, after it was revealed. So I was like, this whole voting process has been weighing on me. So I was like, we got to do a show about voting and black people. This is it's a huge amount of black people who feel like voting works. And I want to be educated today because I don't really know. You know, I don't really know. No, I don't. And fuck all y'all for interfering while I set this show up.
No, me 20 years, nigga.
I'm just saying, man. I don't know. I don't know. So my whole point is, I need to understand. I need to understand the whole process. All right. So, with that said, today's topic: a vote of no confidence, a black vote of no confidence. In the day, I got to do that. A more in-depth look at the black community's complex views on voting. We got to do this. I got questions. Let's get it popping. Somebody says they can't hear my microphone. Can we make sure that the mics are on and all that is popping? Yeah, I think we're on here. I think we sound good.
The audio sound is muffled.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. I just think, yeah, here we go. We're good. I got questions. Are blacks who do not participate in the voting process to blame for the sitting president? Because we didn't vote, are we to blame? Right? Or is it our fault? You should have got out there and voted. You wasted your vote. Your vote counts. Your vote matters. Your vote might matter more than your lives in this fucking society. Is it our fault?
Wow.
Yeah, you heard that, right? You like that?
Wow.
See how good I am when y'all niggas don't interrupt? I mean, it's really good the way I set it up, right? You see that? Okay, cool. True or false? Black men were more likely to support a black presidential candidate, but black women were not. Instead, black women were more influenced by policy, positions, and socioeconomic conditions.
That sounds like the club.
Black men are like, who that nigga? Let's find out about it. Women are like, no, the policies we have to change. Yeah, okay. Seem like white women vote like black men. Even though white women be banging that Me Too and that feminism shit, they still vote for white men. And it looks like black men vote for black men. Okay, I need to know. I need to know what all this shit means. True or false, the NAACP was created by Republicans. True or false, the Democratic Party created the KKK. Why are niggas still Democrat? I don't know. Okay, let's just... Why does black voting behavior differ from black political ideologies? Got a lot of black people are not a monolith. You hear them say that shit all the time, right? Black people are not a monolith. We don't all vote the same way. Okay. All right. True or false? The U.S. government policies rarely align with the preferences of the majority of Americans, but do favor special interests and lobbying organizations. So while motherfuckers is running around, your vote matters. It counts. It really counts. It counts. It counts. This study was done by Princeton. And the study says the U.S. government policies rarely align with the preferences of the majority of Americans, but do favor special interests and lobbying organizations. But your vote count. I need you to understand that the black vote, it matter. It matter, man. It matters to me. It matter. What is voter suppression laws? A lot of black people get out to the polls and get turned away because they got the wrong kind of ID. When did you get the wrong kind of ID? What? Yes, nigga. This election isn't for you. I want to know what's going. Somebody tell me. Does it work for black people? Does it really work for black people? Does voting matter? I need to know why. I need to know the wins, because I don't know. The what's, the where's, the why's, the wins, the how's. You know November, what is it, November 6th?
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. I need to know if this shit is real. Because if it ain't real, why are they proselytizing voting to the masses of black people like it's going to make any difference? Can we get together and vote out the local sheriff so that nigga can stop hiring Klansmen? Shh. I need to know. Does it work? Somebody call us. Let us know. True or false? When a majority of citizens disagrees with the economic elites and or with organized interest, they generally lose. Moreover, because of the strong status quo built into the U.S. political system, even when fairly large minorities of Americans favor policy change, they generally do not get it. I mean, Jeff is... I mean...
That one fell out of my shirt.
He's...
By your foot, man.
Christ alive. Magical slep rock. I need to know these questions. I need you guys want to call in and share some knowledge with us? The number to dial is 323-230-46. Excuse me. 323-230-4445. That's 323-230-4445. Are blacks who do not participate in the voting process actively failing our own community? We get blamed for a lot of it. If you would have got out there and did this, the shit would be different. Hillary would be the president. You mean the wife of the president that sent everybody to jail?
Yep.
You mean the wife of the president who said Margaret Sanger was her hero? Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, who said niggers are weeds and we should use the abortion movement to prune nigger pussies. I don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what really bothers me? Black people get mad at me. I got black people who's supposed to be on my team will say, "Oh shit, so this show was too much." But then go home and turn on South Park. How's this show too much and you love South Park? I mean, your language and you were cursing. If you don't shut your motherfucking... I bet your pubic hair is conked.
Conked. You say conked.
Old fitting in ass niggas.
Oh my Lord. You got an S curl on you.
We got to ask these questions. The number to dial is 323-230-4445. 323-230-4445. Why are African Americans such loyal Democrats when they are so ideologically diverse? Why are we still Democrats? Do Democrats fuck us over more than Republicans do?
Yep.
Wow.
At least just as much.
Yikes. Well, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to throw it to everybody here at the studio right now. You all know my ideas, and I'm going to get to them later, but let's get to the panel. Kevin, because you're the word guy. The guy with the knowledge of all the words.
Shit, get the word guy.
What the fuck does the word vote actually mean? What is the purpose of it? Do we really believe in this shit? Does it? I had to say it that way. I'm sorry. Does it work? Does it work for black people? 323-230-4445.
Well, it doesn't work for anyone. You look in the law dictionary, it tells you that voting and electing are two different things.
Okay, talk to us about that.
That's why. So electing is, first of all, is why you have an electoral college. The electoral is supposed to be to choose the people who run your country. You're supposed to be what's called a qualified elector. The voting, the voting is just for the people to make it seem like they have a say so. But as you can see, when it goes to the actual people who needs to choose, you need to be well versed on what you're voting on or what you're electing. And that's why they have an electoral college, because they're the qualified electors, and that's in the Constitution. So unless you're a qualified elector, you're not doing shit. You're literally just a part of the pageantry. That's what voting is for, is part of the pageantry.
So you telling me it doesn't work? Let me get Bobby in here, because there's some old man wisdom that I feel is percolating over there. Bobby?
I don't have a contention with what he just said, but the thing is, from the beginning of humankind, if you control how people shape their views, you can put on paper whatever you want to put on paper, and then enforce it without the people's permission because it wasn't their idea in the first place. So when you look at voting and who you vote for, that's the wrong part of the equation to begin with, because the main question is, who are you voting for and what are they going to do for you?
Right.
Because if that's not a component, then you don't know when to dig in and fight for the right to vote.
Right.
And that's why black people, as we sit here right now, are on temporary voting status. We've been on that since 1965 when they enacted the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And that should be our primary focus right now. What are we doing in that lane? Because we're the only one in it. We're the only people that are an identifiable group of people in the United States that don't have the permanent right to vote. So who put us in that position? We did, because we elected people without understanding the responsibility of accountability.
Here we go. Keep going, Bobby, if you got more.
It would take the rest of the day. It would take the rest of the day. But the reason that's important right now is he mentioned the Electoral College, which needs to be abolished. They gave us the perception that one man, one vote. And that hadn't worked for the last 3 elections. That's how Bush got in office. There ain't no one man, no one vote. And that's why the Supreme Court is so important, because those appointed people were appointed by politicians who were elected by, allegedly, the general population. So we really need to peel back to the origins of why we vote and what's supposed to happen when we vote.
Jeff Brown.
Who is notoriously, demographically, categorically the lowest voter turnout every election? Asians. Why? Because they practice socialism inside of capitalism. You can put up whatever business you want to in their neighborhood. If they don't see themselves, fuck you. They ain't finna fuck with you. They vote with their money, and they vote amongst one another. There's nothing on the ballot for me to quit. Anybody, name an initiative, a law, a bill that is on the books anywhere, on any level, from the councilman to president, that is for black people specifically. Not poor people, not women, not people with one leg longer than the other, black people specifically, and then I'll vote.
Democracy wasn't supposed to be a part of America, though. Like the word democracy is not in the Constitution at all. You can't find it one time. So democracy, meaning mob rule, it was never meant to be a part of America. It was supposed to be a republic, and in a republic, each person's voice means something. So the equivalent to a republic would be like you on a jury. So in a jury, if one person doesn't think the person is guilty, then it's a hung jury. Same thing as a republic. You're supposed to each person's vote is supposed to count. And then they move you to democracy, which is just mob rule, meaning 51% of the people rule 49% of the other people.
So what's the difference between the democracy and the republic? And to the republic for which it stands. Continue.
So in the republic, that's where in a republic, you're supposed to have qualified people to vote. See, you're supposed to be educated on the government before you're able to vote in a republic. In a democracy, that type of rule goes back to the Roman times. So in Rome, and there's a good show that used to come on HBO that showed this, called Rome. So when the Caesar, he would make a policy, they would tell him when all his people around him would say, you can't do this unless you get the vote of the mob. You have to get the mob behind you. And so then he would have somebody go out into the public and spout this bullshit about the policy that he wanted and get the whole mob.
That sounds familiar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So exactly. Well, goddamn. You just described Donald Trump's whole campaign.
Exactly.
Not just Donald Trump, man. Everybody is doing that, man.
But let's just get even deeper. The mob, right, is usually the dumb people, right?
Yeah, the dumbass motherfuckers.
The people who are uneducated.
Yep, the uneducated people in the public. Yep.
So the Latin word for that is vulgus.
Yep.
right? Or the vulgar.
Mobile vulgus.
The mobile vulgus.
The vultures.
The movable crowd.
But vulgus just means uneducated. You have no idea of what you're participating in.
Zero.
But I'm going to empower you by making you feel like you got the power by pulling a lever.
Right.
But really, it's already predetermined on who we've selected to be in these positions.
Exactly. So they have you thinking that you live in a republic, but you actually live in what's called an ochlocracy, which is the rule of the rich. And it's not an aristocracy; it's an ochlocracy, rule of the rich and the corporate elite,
or an oligarchy.
Right, but even more so to the point, if you look up ochlocracy, it's exactly what we have today. It's OCH.
But I'm gonna go back to what Bobby said. Bobby said something that I thought was quite interesting. Bobby said we got to align ourselves around people. I'm talking about politicians.
Right.
Follow me here, Jeff. We have to align ourselves around politicians who will take our concerns into their office and execute on the demands, right, that we put on them. I'm voting for you because you're supposed to take that, right, and then say, let me get into this office. Y'all done got me in this motherfucker, and let me execute on all the things that these people need.
That's a republic.
So that's a republic, right? This is a lot of people got on black voters because they said, oh, you just voted for Obama. You didn't give him an agenda to execute from A to Z whatever issues we needed. We just voted for him thinking, black man gonna do for us. We didn't have no plan for him to actually go execute. Okay, cool. Let me tell you what that shit sound like to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like the relationship parishioners have with priests. You're the intercessor for God. Take my concerns to God and get Father and get it done for me.
Right.
Jesus is the intercessor for God. Yep. You pray to Jesus to get the shit you want from God.
He gonna take care of the Republic of Jehovah.
What?
The Republic of Jehovah.
So again, voting looks and sounds the same way to me. You're asking me to go to this politician who's probably already compromised because the research that came out of Princeton is that most shit that gets done because of lobbyists and special interest groups. Why is it that all these proponents for the black vote never say black people set up your own special interest group? Organize your own lobby.
That's where the power is. That's where the power.
Nobody would. I'm just confused. Everybody keeps saying go vote. Your vote matters, but it's clear that if they don't want your vote to matter, it won't matter.
It won't. You have to have lobby in order for your vote to have any type of power, especially in Washington. You have to have a lobby. Period. I
had a senator dude, brother, Sellers, the lawyer cat from South Carolina. Bakari Sellers. He came in here and he was like, "You're cynical." What? You're cynical about voting.
It's because I have the History Channel.
Why? Listen. Okay.
Okay.
I was just watching last night.
You cannot be an intelligent, sentient being if you don't question everything.
Right.
So why label my questioning as cynicism when this country has proven at every level, I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
At every level. We can name every level. Every level. Can I say every level one more time? At every level, they've given us the shaft. At every level. Even when we participate at the highest level. Am I lying, Bobby?
No, but something Jeff said stirred up a thought for me. when he talked about the Asian population and how they navigate this country in terms of getting a stake in how things come out and controlling resources and territory. It takes a combination of activism and intelligence, like my man had just said a minute ago. In the Republic, you have to know before they let you vote what you're voting for, you know. And when you minimize the significance of that, it worked against us a long time ago because they used to have the poll tax, and you had to fill out questionnaires about whether you could, you know, read and write or any of that stuff, right?
To make sure you was qualified.
And there's some good stuff about that if it was applied universally. But they used it just for certain, you know, groups of people. So where we are right now, we need a combination of activism and intelligence about the process. Because otherwise you'll keep electing people because their name is on the ballot. They got dead people that win elections because they've dumbed everybody down.
Eddie Murphy made that movie.
It wasn't no movie. That's the truth, man. That's just what happened.
You won't see Jeff Johnson kissing babies.
I'll give you
because you know what Jeff Johnson can do.
The one you know.
The one you know. The name you know.
That was hilarious.
We are in a state right now where we see constant evidence of our ineffectiveness when it comes to the voting process. By the time we realize we done got screwed, we done put people in without knowing why we did. I'll give you an example. In Alabama, a few months ago, black people came out in just incredible numbers and took a seat from the South that was not even on the table, right? Because they ran against Roy Jones or whatever. But the guy they put in there, if you go and look at his voting record, it's pretty much the same that other guy would have voted. So what did we do? You ain't heard nothing from black people since they voted. Voting is the first, it's the first step of many steps if you on top of your game. Because the next one is holding your representatives accountable.
That's like holding the priests accountable. I prayed to you. I told you my prayer. Either God ain't delivered or you ain't delivered.
Somebody
dropped the ball on my prayer parcel.
My prayer parcel.
My prayer package didn't get delivered, nigga.
Voting for melanated people though in America has always been crazy. So crazy that they created a word bulldozer out of something called a bull's dose, because they used to beat melanated people. They used to give you a bull's dose of a beating to discourage you from voting. Shit. So that's where the word bulldozer came from. So they've always been trying to mash on you. So the fact that you complacent about it now, they love that shit. It actually worked.
That shit. This shit is just hurting my heart because there's certain levels of shame that get laid on black people. You get educationally shamed. Oh, you didn't finish? But I did. Okay, nigga. You went through white mannequin school of Negro.
You went to trade tech, nigga.
Right. Great. Okay. Shape a nigga into us, you. Shape a nigga into us, you. Okay, great. Right? You get shamed for that.
Hand me something sharp. Right. I'm going to end your life. Did you just say shape a nigga into us, you?
Do you see what I'm saying? We shame each other for a lot of things, a lot of social benchmarks that are considered successful. There's also voting shaming. Listen, if you didn't vote, your vote counted. We could have got this person in. Listen, like Bobby just illustrated, you got the man you wanted in, but you ain't in those meetings behind closed doors after he got elected.
About it.
So your man got in. Then he got into the inner circle and they said, this is how it's going to go. I know all them people and constituents and all that. Listen.
Welcome. Bend over and spread your cheeks.
Listen, the shit has me crazy right now because I don't understand how there's this conflicted kind of experience where we think if we follow the rules of the process, the result will benefit us.
It will. It will. If you know the process. I give you an example.
Talk to me about that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor because of a recall of a Gray Davis, I believe it was, because he didn't deliver the goods to the people that voted for him. And since that was, fairly rare that, you get recalled.
Right.
But the people who understand the process and the inherent value in that so-called system, when you go outside the boundaries that they understand, they ain't the ones that's going to be out there marching and protesting, man. They're going to get busy on the phone, and they're going to organize, and they're going to correct what they think is a wrong. We've never advanced beyond marching and protesting.
But, Bobby, nobody wants to deal with this fact right here. This government is designed to maintain power.
White power.
White power.
Well, that's their job. You can't get mad at them for doing their job.
But you can.
No, this is who I'm mad at. I'm mad at the niggas who seem to think that if we follow the rules from A to Z, we gonna somehow benefit
in a game.
In a game that's designed to keep you marginalized.
Let me tell you something. If I just do everything you say, I can score a touchdown. No, you can't, nigga. This is hockey.
That's why y'all don't. This is hockey.
Well, then go to the NHL.
Yes, welcome to the NHL. Now we're playing cricket.
Okay, then you get to the end of that line, then you got a right to blow the thing up.
Come on, I know 100 games.
You can blow it up once you get to the end of the road.
But this is what Jeff is saying. Because you'll hear proponents of the black vote saying this all the time, or proponents of black success. Or you'll hear people saying this all the time. Y'all keep moving the finish line or the goalpost.
Keep moving the chains.
You think if black people came together, organized, and I'm saying I'm a proponent for black organization. Because I say this all the time. I say, look, whether you consider us a group or not, they do.
Yeah.
Well, here's the bottom line.
Right?
I will lick you till I'm sorry.
Let me finish that point and I'll throw it back to you, Bob.
Please.
Whether we consider ourselves a group or not, the white infrastructure sees us as a group. Period. Right? Mm-hmm. So with that said, wait a minute. Y'all motherfuckers got on the same page? Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Yep. Wait. Yep. Black people are relating to black people? Politically?
Hell to the no.
Economically? Mm-hmm. Culturally,
spiritually,
neighborhood to neighborhood now. Oh, wait, hey!
We're gonna have to bomb that town.
Now the whole group is a black identity extremist.
Right. Yeah, they did that. Like you had melanated people coming up from when they first got supposedly freed. So from 1875 to 1934, you saw melanated businesses mashing out. They were like at the end, like 1934, they were like 60,000 melanated businesses, 150 on black-owned banks. And so they saw that, they were like, oh hell no, we cannot allow this to keep moving on. If that trend had continued, you would see at least today 50% of America being controlled by melanated people.
Why don't you take half of the people who were affected by the crack epidemic, and take half of the people
that was part
who
of
have killed one another, and take half of the people who have been unjustly incarcerated, and take half of the niggas who get their money and don't spend it with us, and reverse that. Where are we?
On the right path, in my opinion.
Oh no, we won already. We won. If you think about this, if half of the brothers wasn't dead, and half of the brothers wasn't in jail, and half of the brothers with money would give money back, and half of the people had their mouth, okay, take Oprah and Michael Jordan and cut that in half. One of you niggas break bread for real with us. Where are we?
We wouldn't be as far along as I'm processing that.
Yes, sir.
It's what, 40 million of us?
Yes.
45 million.
And with the food stamps and all that other stuff, little part-time jobs, we got more money than Michael Jordan and
absolutely.
But we are the last ones to, contribute to our own development.
How about it?
But back to the larger issue, at some point, I don't care who you are, if somebody just keep mashing on you, you finally up against that wall. And I've had a saying for years, I'll lick you till I lick you clean. Then I ain't gonna lick you no more, because you ain't left me no more options. So if we go through all of the protocols, you eventually get to a point where either you just like getting your ass whooped, or you done put your fist up. Man.
But you see, in the civil rights movement, the inclusion of you was a plan, because they saw how powerful you could be if you kept them out. 150 owned banks by black people, 60,000 businesses. They was like, fuck that, and that's when money never left that community, because we didn't deal with exactly.
I don't want your nigga ice.
Exactly.
I don't want your nigga horseshoes.
Money never left. So if you still had that type of shit, we'd be mashing out today.
Nigger ice tastes like charcoal.
Right. So they say, let them in. Go ahead. They want to be in our society. Fuck it. Let them in. Let them give us their money.
Had some nigger fingers on it. Why's my water taste like barbecue? Son of a bitch.
Barbecue water.
Is it somebody didn't put some watermelon in this ice or something, because it's niggerish?
Right, so that inclusion that motherfucking niggas want today was a plan. It was a conscious plan to bring you in so that you would not get together and literally leave them out of the game. They was like, oh, well.
But what was we doing while they was doing what you just said?
What?
The boogaloo?
What, say it again?
No, when white people
good point
were busy doing what they've been doing, what were we doing?
Trying to get into their game?
I could answer that handily. Trying to work with an improperly programmed psyche is what we were doing.
Trying to get into
We were
the game.
trying to unfuck the mindset that said it is okay to sell my baby in front of me and all of these brothers behind me watch. We were trying to get out of the mindset that we couldn't come to the conclusion all together. Okay, tonight, all of us gonna slit Massa throat on 3. Ready? And then we gonna go from plantain. Yes, we are trying to deal with the mind that says that light-skinned people with straight hair are better than dark-skinned people with nappy hair. What we were trying to do is run this computer with a fucked up program. And until we can deprogram ourselves, we're going to be on this track till we dig a trench.
That was a great point. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to
I thought I was doing pretty good.
So What Morning Show on Dash
I thought I
Talk.
was staying out the way. I don't know how to get any further out of the way.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Zo,
Sometimes you got to button shit up.
So, if I may, that's a beautiful segue into models of possibility. Zoe has been kind enough, whenever we get back from break or whatever, to bring somebody into this conversation that's about the work that you just mentioned we was trying to do. There's still some remnants of that, okay? And hopefully at some point we'll start following people who get shit done, man, instead of just making a whole lot of noise.
Let me ask you a question. Did you vote for Obama?
I don't know. No.
I did.
Hell
You
no.
voted?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Hell no.
Oh, shit.
And and I'm the guy that everybody points at and say, that's the reason he lost. No, the reason he lost, watch.
No, he won. He never lost.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, he lost us.
But because I want to get to that. Because I'm going to ask you, Bobby, because your feet is on the ground when it comes to, construction and development.
Say what you want to, Uncle Bobby out there in it.
Did he give us money?
Not a dime. Now, he threw some bones at people who, kind of regulate our behavior.
Who did Obama give money to?
T.D. Jakes and people of that, the black elite.
Yeah,
And
the boule.
it was the same concept of trickle down, and they never made it from the top. All right, and we didn't hold them accountable. The best example of that is Flint, Michigan. All right, all you need to do is watch Michael Moore's 11-9. And it's no longer a debate. There's Obama sitting in a room with people whose relatives have died, their children are sick, and he capitulated to the status quo of the governor. He should have he had Eric Holder with him, and should have gave him the permission to handcuff the governor of Michigan right there in the meeting.
Is that when he did the fake sip of the...
Oh, my Lord.
So Bobby, let me continue this line of questioning. for all the people who believe, brothers and sisters who believe in the power of the black vote, was it exemplified in the election of Barack Obama?
Yes, because it came without instructions. You voted, put the little technical thing on, I voted, and then the first thing he did when he got in office was moved in a direction away from us. All of our key issues, because that's our fault, though, because we should have told him before he went in there, look here, man, we will start a recall next week. And we won't stop till we get your ass out of there if you don't at some point represent our interests.
And replace him with who?
But that
next up,
my point is
it's somebody.
But doesn't that sound?
We don't give ourselves enough credit, man. Shit, if he ain't doing nothing for you, do it for your damn self.
But doesn't that sound like a wasted vote? If we all remember how you framed the political process, and I said that shit sounds like a pastor. I'm gonna come to the pastor with my problems. My pastor is going to pray and take this shit to God, and we going to get a remedy from God.
Eliminate the middleman.
So again, this politician is the middleman in the church of politics. He going to take all of our concerns from our neighborhoods, and we know he's the president of the United States. This is for everybody, right? Now, I gave everybody that first caveat where I said, hey, we didn't have a plan in place for him to do anything.
That's the biggest problem.
Is that because of us?
Yes.
Or is that because of him?
It's us.
So if we would have come together and had a plan for Obama.
Before the election
and said, look, we get you in there.
This is how it's going to go down.
Do you think he would have did it?
He wouldn't have won otherwise.
I don't think niggas believed that he was gonna win. That's why they didn't have no plan. It was like shit.
But niggas don't.
There we go, Jeff. Go ahead.
Niggas don't have a plan because they look at voting as a stop the pain button. I'm gonna hit this button. I'm gonna pull this ballot, and the pain is going to stop. It don't stop here.
And plus, I get a ticket. I get a sticker.
Thank you. I got my sticker. I voted. How does it stop? How does pain stop here when that's exactly where the fuck it started? You asking me? That's like asking the dude who just stabbed you 15 times for a ride to the fucking hospital.
You can't lead people if you can't feed people. That's the bottom line. I'm sorry, man. I did what you thought I was going to do.
No, I moved the camera because I knew you guys.
I ain't done shit. I think I did a pretty decent grade for today.
I mean, it's just, we at that point that we don't start following the winners in our culture that are sensitive to our needs. And those are the people we should be electing and selecting because that's where the action is. That should be the criteria. If you can't feed us and address our problem, you need to sit on down so we can get the next person up. And that's how we roll.
The real thing, Jeff said something about the educating yourself. The real thing the reason they keep fucking with you as far as in their civil society is because they don't really have a place for you here because this is your land. America is your land, melanated people. And they know that.
Come on.
And so Malcolm and Martin knew that towards the end. Exiled in my own land and all this. They started to understand where they were, and as soon as they got the knowledge, they had to take 99. Got to take them niggas out because they were so powerful and they had so much of your ear that if they started educating you on this was your land, that would have changed the game. So they had to take them niggas out. And so because this is your land, they have no idea what to do with you. So they keep moving you around. They can't have you take over their shit. They can't have you do that. So they keep moving and sliding around and falsely giving you a hope that you actually have some power within the society. But your true power is this is your shit. You have to reclaim your ancestral shit as Aboriginal. And until you do that, you're never going to have any type of power in their system because it's not meant for you. Like the Dred Scott case. When Dred Scott went to when tried to sue for his freedom, and they told him, dude, we don't have any law for you in our society, in our government. You came to us saying that you are a slave descended from African slaves. It says you didn't say you were Native American, unlike the Native Americans who have their own nation and government and laws. who have their own nation and government and laws. He said, you didn't claim that. You didn't say that. You said you were a slave descended from African slaves. So we don't have any law for you in our system.
Oh, Dred Scott,
so that's why he lost.
So we got callers on the line. Caller, we want to get your opinion. Listen, I got to be honest with you. I want to learn something today. I hope you got something to share. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
Hey, how you doing? Can I get in?
Yes, you are in.
Hey, what's going on? You know something that's kind of like confusing me with this whole conversation, and even when I listen to Bobby, like we agree that one vote doesn't count. We agree that the Electoral College runs the show. So it's kind of confusing. In one breath, we say George Bush stole the election, but the next election, black people elected Obama. And we're supposed to hold somebody accountable that we didn't select. It's not like Obama came up from the grassroots and we put him in a position to run. Oof. They gave him to us. So how can we hold somebody accountable that was given to us?
Come on,
that's backed by somebody else? I mean, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't put him in no position. So how was we gonna give him the name?
That's your question.
Puppet masters already put him there.
I got it. Well, you do it because you don't have any other option. When you start thinking for yourself, you start thinking first and foremost, okay, he's the guy that's the president of the United States. 95% of the people that look like him voted for him. That gives them a right to step to that man in that office and say, hey, partner, let me tell you something right now. We can start a recall today. Today.
So we got to get the nigga in order to recall.
We can't even give a recall on Trump. So
whoa. That's not true.
That same rule has to apply to every president.
That's not true.
If a large majority of black people voted for Trump, we should be able to go to the White House and recall him.
You can start a recall by your goddamn self.
It doesn't.
It's
make
a process.
Sense.
So nobody started a recall? Nobody thought of this?
Never. You ain't heard nobody say, man, look, we've been bamboozled and hoodwinked. And we want to, and sometimes it's just that statement that get people's attention to say, look, you know what? I done thought about it. I ain't getting nothing out of this proposition.
Wait.
But Bobby, when people did speak up and try to go against Obama, you had people like Al Sharpton that was silencing the professor from Princeton. What's his name? Cornel West.
West.
So when Cornel West and Tavis Smiley did sound the alarm, you had gatekeepers shut them down.
Well, you mentioned two guys.
We had gatekeepers in our family that was shutting us down. I had family members who wouldn't speak to me because I was on social media platforms going, basically pointing out that Obama wasn't doing nothing for us. See, I voted for Obama, but I was never disillusioned. Once I seen who he started picking for his cabinet, this is how I knew what president I had. Two things. When he had that beer summit, when Skip Gates was arrested on his front porch, and when I seen his policy dealing with Israel. Once I seen that, I said, we got more of the same.
How about it?
Wow.
More of the same. So we cannot, we can't, it's to the point where it's like, you know, unless we can basically pull a politician from the grassroots and we put him in position to run, we can't hold these people accountable.
Well, that's what I really want to get to. Why ain't we doing that? We're not doing it because, see, whoever came up with the concept of what do you think about most of the time is what you're going to do. See, we spend most of our time thinking about everything but what he just suggested. That's the only remedy right there. But you got to really think outside of the box. And Jeff, you've been saying it for years. We ain't suffered enough.
No, exactly.
We don't see the desperation, even though it's right in front of us, man.
Caller, thank you for the information. We appreciate you reaching out. If you want to give us your opinion, because like I said, we don't have all the answers. This is a learning process. We have to have this kind of barbershop-esque kind of conversation to kind of just ferret out the do's and don'ts, the yeses and nos, and get the understanding about this conversation, because we don't have all the information. And I need information. I need to understand, because it's obvious to me. It's obvious to me that the dominant society, the system of white supremacy, and these white folk can operate above the law and do whatever the fuck they want to do and change the rules. They've been doing it in every aspect of our existence. Black man makes some money, guess what? Your money's no good here, nigga. Black man want to buy a house, guess what? Nigga, not here, redlining. Nigga want to get a loan? Sorry, black business?
You gonna figure out your money
selling
is coupon.
cockroaches? What are you guys doing? No, we won't fund that. No, nigga. I'm just saying, they've changed, they moved the goalpost every time we try to do something. Bobby, talk to me real quick.
As long as you got breath in your body,
Bobby, talk to me.
You have an opportunity to decide what you'll live for, die for, kill for. And that in itself gives you an opportunity to make decisions that you never imagined would mean something to somebody. Because there's so many people out here right now that know they bring something to the table that haven't been heard from. Over the years, I've mentioned people who are winning. Our friend Corey Holcomb, I get into with Corey a lot about that defeatist attitude when he's the shining example of somebody that made it into a situation where he's getting to do what he's gifted at doing and he's making a living, and they really can't take it away from him short of killing him. Okay? If you add enough value, it's amazing how that mushrooms. Because I know other people that are winning. But Sam, Bobby, let me make one quick point.
Go ahead.
Sam Watson and Al Heyman put HBO out of the boxing business. You know how they did that? They didn't listen to nobody. They said, you know what? Let's get together. You call the people you know. I know this end. Sam took care of the street side of the game. Al Heyman took care of the technical side of the game. And HBO announced the other day they won.
And who did they vote for?
But see, again, this is what I'm saying. This just sounds
That's a great question.
That's a good question. This sounds crazy to me. We can be successful in the confines of this system by working together.
How about it?
That's the only way you can win.
So
why are we talking about these other losers all the time?
Here's why. Because for some strange reason, black people think that voting somehow works any different than the racetrack. You take your ass out to the racetrack with no money. Nigga, you just watching. You are just watching. Niggas ain't, you know what? I'm getting ahead of the rant.
Yeah, just hold on. I got you on the rant side of the game.
Quiet as a church.
I got you on the rant side of the game. Well, you tried. You told me you was going to try.
How am I doing?
I'm going to give you
How am I doing?
I'm going to give you a strong C+.
A strong C+.
Caller, you're on the line.
Strong.
You're on the line, caller. Welcome to the Zo What Morning Show. Speak on it.
Good afternoon, fellas.
What's happening?
What's up?
Nothing much. I'm leaning more on the side of is it Bobby Glanton?
Yes.
Yeah, because I like him. He reminds me of an old school, like my stepfather used to be.
How about it, bro? How about it? Who else he gonna remind you of?
He gonna remind you of no young dude.
Yeah, Uncle Bobby reminds me of my son. He's a toddler.
Like, he can basically have his own podcast, and I'll be the only one that'll listen to it every day because he give it to you straight, no chaser. He been through the crust of everything back in the day and everything like that. But to me, my thing is, like, where black people stand on the totem pole of finances, we're on the bottom. So it seems like not just white supremacy, it's Asian supremacy, it's Hispanic supremacy, there's Arabic supremacy. And why don't we have a black supremacy?
We do.
Yeah. It's called black identity.
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Black. What is it? What is it? Extremists, right?
Like, it's like most people just focus on white supremacy. Asian and the Arabics are oppressing blacks as well.
Absolutely.
We have black supremacy. We just like giving it away.
Wow.
But it's free. It's free. Whoever wants it. Would you? I tell you what. If you have enough money, I'll come play for you and fuck everybody I know. Fuck everybody I know. Fuck that. I got $15 million. I ain't giving shit back to where I came from. Wow.
I kind of equate it to like my mom used to scare me into doing stuff that'll make me do well. Like, if you do this, you're gonna go to hell. And then when I got to a point, I'm like, why am I afraid of hell? If I just do right, I don't have to be afraid of hell. It's kind of like we afraid of what white people are gonna do to us. If we just put our mind to it and just do it, what am I afraid of them for?
Wow. Good point, caller. Thank you for the information. We appreciate it. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Caller. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the So What Show. Caller.
Yo, what's good, man? This is Gilmore from Brooklyn. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What's up?
Brooklyn.
Yo, salute to you, Kevin. Like I said last week, man, that ball for agreement information, man, that shit is deep, man. Thanks for that shit, man. But, yo, I have to go at Bobby, man. Bobby, I'm sorry, but a lot of your people are on some old school weird shit, man. America is a big-ass whore, man. And black people are the only people that are still trying to love her. Everybody else is fucking the whore, treating her like the whore that she is. We old motherfuckers sitting here trying to love him.
Get him. Whoa. When did I say I love him?
Wait. Let him finish. Then respond.
Damn.
If you want to talk about power in this country, man, you want to talk about politicians, you don't vote for politicians. You grow them up and you pay for them.
My man!
What did I didn't agree with that?
On the national level, those people are already selected. Like when Bush was in power, what they do with black people is that because we move the emotional conversation, right? This is how I see it. Conservatives want to control how you act. Liberals want to control how you think.
You ain't gonna get
what
that.
They do with black people, especially with Bush, what we were is like a bacteria. Whenever we grow in the corner, that dark corner, when we start to become big and start to become self-sufficient, and when that little spray don't work no more, what they do is include us back into the system to give us that illusion, and they kill off that bacteria, man. If you want to have some power in this country, like Jeff said, like the Asians do, like they did in New York with Akai Gurley and Peter Lee Yang, you have to have some leverage, and you have to come to the table with some leverage. Look at us black people. We have no culture in this country. Rap is not culture. Our art is not culture. Our voice is not culture. We don't have a culture. We don't have a set of ways. Look at how they treated Cosby. We left him by the wayside, and there was no proof, no evidence in the case, but we left him by the wayside. But look how they treat their people. They protect their people. We don't protect our people. We have no way of life. We have no morals. We have nothing. We depend on the system. We have the government paying for our shit. We are big. We are losers. So all that stuff about voting and politics, stop that crap. If we don't come to the table with some leverage, if we're not owning property, if we're not supporting people's businesses, if we're not putting money into each other and being self-sufficient, we have no leverage. And we're going to continue to do this stuff year by year. We're going to be talking about which president to vote on. Why are you talking about presidents to vote on? Who gives a damn what president's in? Obama came into presidency and had a racist in his freaking White House drinking a beer with him.
Okay, so let me just.
I'm sorry,
because let me just say you can't make 682 great points in a row. You're going to have to. It's got to be like your top 5. Yeah, you just can't.
My top 5 thing, man, is black people need to develop a culture, man. Develop a culture where you're self-sufficient. I'm not talking about you have to be more or this and that. Really, I don't give two shits. If I'm melanated like you, show me your businesses. Let's invest in each other. Let's build some properties up. Let's build some businesses up. And for those people, and look, I put no onus on a black woman. No offense. Women are capricious in nature. They go with the wind. It's up to us black men to make decisions, man. We can't be impregnating these ladies who sit there and take it to the system when they feel like it, and now we're wards. We're already wards of the government. You're gonna become double wards of the government because your baby mama is sending you there. Nah, so it's up to us, black men. We gotta keep our dicks in line. We gotta make sure we know who we fucking, who we building with. And look, I'm not a big W.E.B. Du Bois guy. I really don't like him. But when you talk about the talent and talent and stuff, there's some truth to that. It's up to black people to kind of cut off the fat and to build off the strength of each other, man. All this stuff about politics, if you ain't coming to the table with no money, no leverage, you ain't shit. Who gives a shit? People still vote because
only one piece of pushback. Only one piece of pushback to the dominant system, society. We all fat, all of us.
Oh yeah, but put it like this though. Everybody else is on level 14 right now of the video game. We still on level 1, bro.
Right.
So what is it? We want to be on level 1 and say, well, it's going to end sometime.
Right.
Well, that time ain't right now, bro. We still on level 1, man. We still on level 1 of Sonic. Everyone is already up to the final boss, man. We're playing checkers. We're not even playing checkers. We're playing... I don't even know that we're playing, bro.
Hey, yo, I appreciate the information. Thank you so much for sharing all that information. Call us anytime. Good looking, bro.
Well,
Bobby?
bottom line is this. I don't know if he was listening to what I said or not, because
Well, tell him what you said,
what
Bobby.
I said was most of what he said, but from a different vantage point. I said we need to focus more on what we're doing or not doing as opposed to what somebody else is doing. I am just sick and tired of the white man did this. It's 24 hours in a day. And how far you go depends mostly on what you decide to do with your time. Whatever you're thinking about, that's what you're doing. If you're talking about other people and you're already behind, you fall further behind. History is just a measuring point. All right? And some of the things he just said then, we've been doing this shit for so long, we don't even think in terms of how do we turn the corner. I had just mentioned to him some winning situations, and he turns around, and it's not just that, call this a mentality, and talked about, voting, and you said something about Obama. And I said, look, instead of following Obama, Al Sharpton, and any of these other folks that we ain't made no progress with, let's dig a little deeper and get behind people who are doing things.
Bobby, can I ask you this? Have we ever made progress behind any political candidate in our history of voting?
Yes.
Which one?
Harold Washington. Because Harold Washington told black people the truth when he became governor. That should be our blueprint right there. Harold Washington told Chicago, he said, look here, I ain't going to be able to give y'all everything you want. But we're going to make some progress, because first I'm going to do is make sure that if these white people try to leave Chicago, we're going to tax them for it. So yes, we had a model possibility.
Harold Washington is on the local level, or is he on the national level?
No, he was the mayor of Chicago that they killed.
Okay, cool.
Because of what I'm just talking about. But then when we get killed, somebody else step up. This shit ain't easy, man. It's going to be sacrifices made, man. But you got to be also ready to do the other things.
So look, somebody in the chat room says JFK and LBJ.
What about them?
That we made progress under them.
Hell no. We got bamboozled under JFK and LBJ. That's why we still don't have permanent voting rights. Because the LBJ said, look here, these niggas will go for 5 years.
Yo, listen, I need people to understand something. Black voting rights have an expiration date.
2020.
Your black voting rights is like milk, nigga.
It'll spoil.
If you ever showed any level of unity, organization, cooperation, collaboration, we all working together for us, by us, do you think they would, first off, are we the only group in America that has renewable voting rights?
Indeed, we do.
Get together and see if they... Okay, let me be... Jeff Brown, go ahead. You motherfuckers tune in weekly for this shit. You know this shit gonna be crazy. The motherfucker that took time to take notes, I'm fucking emotionally flabbergasted. Because niggas is running around here believing in fucking Santa Claus and the voting process. Okay, let me...
The government period, nigga.
Jesus, the voting process, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, all of the government.
Yes.
All these boogie niggas.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Brown's intellectual rant. Shit.
You can only go so far when you test drive. And that's all you can do with no money. You go to a car lot, you can test drive the shit out of anything they got there for free. But nigga, you can't take it to Vegas. You can go to the edge of the continent under your own power and at your own speed and in your own time when you buy or lease that vehicle. What politician have we bought or leased ever? Look down at your shoes. If there's a shape of a man with a ball on it, you're the fucking problem. That money could have went toward reading. That money could have went toward education. Instead, it went towards nah. You ain't got none of these, nigga. I am never again disclaimering my speech, son, but not all. I'm not saying what he did was right. Look here. If you don't understand that I am making a point within a larger point, what I need you to do is find the long line of people who can kiss my ass and get in it. 7th graders, really? That's who's picking the leader of the free world? Do you really believe, again, I've made this point before, I make it again, the people who lead this world come from Yale and Harvard. The people who vote on them come from Dudson truck driving school. You really believe in your heart of hearts,
I'm Debbie Dudson,
that some of the smartest people in the world are going to let people who read on a 7th grade level pick them? You really believe that shit?
Thank you.
What sense does it make for the slaves to vote on what color to paint Massa wagon? There's not a goddamn thing that voting, dear black people, right now, the Titanic done hit the fucking iceberg, and you ignorant shade tree Jasper ass house coons are arranging deck chairs with this voting shit. You've had the right to vote for 50 years, and we ain't moved 50 fucking feet. We got the same problems we had. Why? Because you keep trying to do like Vegas and show up with a little bit and get a lot. That is not how this shit works. Nope. When is the last time you saw an Asian waiting on who the fuck was the mayor, the governor of or the president? They don't, because they get down on their own shit. Tell you when black folks are healthy. When one day you tune into the Super Bowl, you see a coin toss, you see a punt, you see these niggas run at each other, getting ready to give each other CTE, and they stop. Put the football on the 50-yard line, and collectively you see 22 brothers go like this, get in their expensive cars and drive the fuck off.
Hold it, Bokosha.
Unless and until black people keep giving away.
Yes, Lord.
Until they stop giving away what is the very moral fabric,
yes,
the very fabric of this country. What the fuck would you do, white people, if we listened to you and you said, go back to Africa? What would you do? In the words of Evan Lionel, white women ain't gonna let that happen.
Listen to him preach, Lord, preach.
Democrat and Republicans, those are two wings of the same filthy fucking bird that you keep trying to ride on.
Yes.
You keep trying to shoot it out the air and eat it. When you hear Democrat and Republican, that's the way white folks refer to each other.
Yes.
They are not thinking about you.
Yes, sir.
There is not one ballot. There is not one thing that you can vote for right now that does anything for you.
Teach
Nothing.
them, Lord. Teach them, Lord.
Politics is a shit hill. And every politician is wearing a white suit. And the ones at the top got the most shit on them. That's how they climb the hill.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This concept that, here's how I feel about Bill Cosby.
Say more.
And no, I'm not finna say nothing about the victims. Fuck you really hard with something dull if you think that I'm saying something derogatory about the victims. What I am saying about Bill Cosby is what white folks say about Brett Kavanaugh. They protect their guilty. We throw our guilty to Massa. We don't ever protect our guilty from shit. Wow. Ever. You can have him. He guilty. That nigga guilty. Take him on. He guilty. Fuck all you niggas with that. Fuck all of you.
Shit, no.
I cannot believe. I can't.
Hands him, Lord.
I can't. I can't make sense of a people who have tried so desperately to get with a people who have tried so desperately to destroy you. How much Flint water do you need to drink? How many trees do you need to hang from?
How about it?
How long does it take before you get it? What would you do? What would this country do if you took your shit back? If you just took your shit back and quit fucking with them. Okay, you don't want us to vote? Fine, we ain't gonna vote. We can do whatever you want. But guess what? We ain't finna spend our money with you. Matter of fact, we gonna take all our shit and leave. What would you do? But you're so enamored with making yourself fit into some shit that was never built for you. It is in the Constitution that you have the same rights as a fucking cow. It's in there. But no, you keep, I'm gonna vote. Every time they see you vote, it's like when you try to stunt with your car. You can't stunt on white folks. My son can't stunt on me with his bike. I bought that fucking bike and he lives in my fucking house. I'm done. I'm tired of niggas with this voting shit. Vote for what?
So
vote for fucking.
Okay. You
all right,
okay?
yeah. I'm sorry.
You all right?
I'm done. Yes.
You sure?
You all right? Fan you off?
Woo!
Yeah.
Hands him, Lord.
Oh my God!
Hands him, Lord. Hands him.
In the words, okay, I'm gonna say this and I'm finished.
Hands him, Lord. Hands him.
In the movie Sugar Hill. In the movie Sugar Hill.
Hands him.
My man, shout out to Ernie Hudson. He played the part of a dude named Lolly.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
was talking about Wesley Snipes. And he was in a meeting with other mobsters. And he said, could somebody please tell me why we are still kissing this boy's ass? Could somebody please tell me why we are still kissing the ass of the genetically inferior?
Hands him. Hands
Could
him.
somebody please tell me why we are kissing the ass of a motherfucker who can't think like me, can't run like me, can't talk like me, can't dance like me, and his wife wants to fuck me?
Hands him, Lord. Hands him.
You know why white women get behind Kavanaugh?
Why do they
Because
get behind him?
unlike black people, white women know they white before they women.
Yes, Lord. Hallelujah.
As a gay black person, are they black first or gay first?
Wow.
And watch them bust your fucking vest with the ignorant bullshit come out their face.
Okay, now.
All right. All right, now.
Reverend Brown has lived up to his last name and shitted all over the pews in the church.
Shitted up.
He's shitted everywhere.
So tired of what black now too. Woo!
You're listening to the Zoe What Morning Show. It is, hey, it's unconventional.
The fuck out of here.
It's a little over the edge.
Didn't take long, did
You
it?
get black people.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You get black people who tune into this show. Be like, oh, it's too much. Oh, it's too much. But
Fuck 'em.
But you watch South Park.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
Wow.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Let me ask you about the Hegelian dialect. The Hegelian dialectic.
Oh, what that is?
Now, again, we're going to create the agenda. We're going to create a thesis, then an antithesis, and then we're going to create a synthesis. You know what this is.
Yes, sir.
The agenda is we're going to keep power. But the only way to keep power is to create a false sense of choice.
Yep.
So now I have to create a thesis and an antithesis. So I have to create a red and a blue. I have to create red and blue states when I know the royal power is purple.
Bam.
Ooh, when you mix red and blue, what do you?
You get purple. So again, we go back and now we're looking at all these fucking presidential candidates being somehow related to the royal family.
Yep.
And then we throw it away as if it don't really mean nothing.
Nothing. Every single one of them.
We throw it away as if it don't really mean nothing. Wait a minute. You mean the voting process could be the way you bamboozle the masses to believe that they are a part of a process that's really predicated on, watch this, succession and not election.
Who is next in line?
Bloodline.
Meanwhile,
Oh, but you know your vote matter. So how is it that you could find the one nigga that's related to all of them over there?
Right. Every single president that's been
Luck. Just luck. It was luck.
And listen, I'm not okay, fuck it.
Fuck outta here with
Conspiracy theories and all of that. Okay. The Hegelian dialect, though. The Hegelian dialect is in effect with Colin Kaepernick and Nike. You get niggas jump roping and cheerleading and pop locking and centipeding down the street because he got a fucking deal with Nike, but Nike is also giving money to the Republicans and the Democrats.
Right, the Democrats.
They funding both sides of the argument.
Right.
And we sitting here acting like, mama, we done made it. We living with the Jeffersons.
And Nike is like Springer. Here, do something with the knife. Do something with the knife.
Bobby?
Can you give me a minute? It's not a counter. It's just the microphones and the cameras are in the wrong places. We have a brother in the studio right now.
Well, let him get in here. Shit, Bobby.
Come on over here.
He gonna take your seat.
Yeah, he can. I'm gonna sit over here. Man.
Bobby said, "No, I ain't giving up this seat, goddamn.
Not till I introduce him." Yeah. Get over here, man. See, the reason I asked this brother to come is everything that's said is said and everything is done and done. But this brother here in 1992, without anybody's permission, decided to do something that was unthinkable at the time. And that is to go from lighting candles outside where another brother just lost his life senselessly. Right. All right. And sometimes it's blood to blood. Sometimes it was crip to crip. He went even farther than that. He said, all of it's madness. And against all of the odds, he created the 1992 gang truce because it started with him believing that this is crazy, it's unsustainable, and I'm going to do something about it. But he wasn't the only eye. Somebody else felt like that. Right. And then that cat could make the call across the street and say, hey, man, we meeting on this. Right. And we're going to put a stop to this. The crime went down. But guess who did not believe in that? Us. So it keeps flaring back up.
Well, there he is, Bobby. And guess what? He didn't vote for nobody to do it.
This is Daoud Sherrill. Let's fast forward 30 years. Because of this brother right now, a multi-billion, we don't know the exact figure. They was poisoning our people in Watts. This brother did the research and kept on digging out of that hole.
Bobby, this is a Steve Harvey intro. Can you get to it? This shit long as hell.
The point is this. We done spent all day talking about what we can't do. We done spent all day talking about what we can't do while this brother and people like him, including us in this room, we just gotta quit talking about what we can't do.
You mean he's solving problems?
Tell what you're doing right now, man. Tell what you're doing right now.
Problems?
This is Daoud Sherrill, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just right here. You know, it's a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Never, been to such a conscious show that's dominated by strong black men with real knowledge and real information. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's a pleasure to be here amongst y'all. Y'all sit back there, and I really, really, really enjoyed this topic and conversation and stuff like that. So, you know, my name is Daoud Sherrill, and I'm out of Watts. You know, like Bobby said, you know,
yes, sir.
Been on the front line for over 30 years. You know, trying to find a way to unify our efforts as black folks.
Yes, sir.
You know, and because we did get a little bit, you know, hit over the head during the 70s and 80s when we picked up, you know, this whole thing, which created multiple of resources for outside people off our own madness, which was the killing, right, which is, you know, the blood and crip thing, you know, and deriving that from the civil rights movement and the 70s. You know, we went in a whole different direction, whereas in, you know, darkness did take over us. And because, you know, a lot of us who came from spiritual backgrounds, and even though we had to participate as young men because that was the choice of survival at the time, and because of the crack and the poverty and all these other things that was faced with us in this community, you know, we became who we are today, a whole lost nation of people.
What's your name again, brother? Because I want everybody in the chat room to hear it again, just in case they want to look it up. What's your name again?
My name is Daoud Sherrill.
Let me just tell you something about what your story has just done to me in terms of inspiration regarding this topic. This dude believed in his own people.
How about it?
And by believing in his own people, listen to me now, he has made voting obsolete. Ooh, shit! I believe voting, and somebody call me and check me, goddammit, if I'm off the roll. 323-230-44445. I believe if we believe in each other the way this brother believed in us,
come on, man,
voting would be obsolete. I believe that voting is a ploy to keep us believing in someone else dealing with our issues. Bobby just said it at the beginning of the show when he framed it and said, The political process is taking your problems and issues and giving it to a politician. I said that's just like believing in a pastor.
What a great pumpkin.
You get what I'm saying? The same fucking solution still applies to black people. The same one that he applied. You know what he said? He said, well, goddamn it, somebody got to do something.
So it might as well be me?
It might as well be me. Let me get my people together so we can stop this gang violence. Well, what's the difference between him and Africa Bambaataa when he creates hip-hop?
Right.
So, well, let's stop the gang violence and let's start breakdancing. Now, Africa did some other shit, but we won't talk about that. But
he did some bamming in the bottom.
But somebody saying, let's get together and believing us. So my question now to Bobby and the panel and the good brother is believing in us, believing in us and working with ourselves and cooperating with ourselves more powerful than voting, more powerful than the black vote. Bobby?
If you expose it, it's no question about it. That's why I asked the brother to come here, because that was 1992. It's 2018. This brother stayed on the front line and realized you can't lead people unless you feed people. So what he did was create a relationship with other like-minded people, started an organization called Bill Plus. Look it up. Bill Plus right now put they foot on the ground and said, look here, y'all gonna come over here to watch and do a 10-year multi-billion-dollar project, and we're going to sit out here and watch y'all just move us to Lancaster. He said, no, that's not going to happen. You go out there now, you see people looking like us. They used to make, if anything, $7 an hour. You got brothers now that are learning trades and making prevailing wage, and they still trying to keep us on the fringe, but we done kept coming back to the door. I've been working with him the last 2 years, and we got a foot in the door, and now we're looking for painting contractors right now that can go to work next week. Because the brothers like this said, yeah, yo, Bobby, I'm feeling you on that. Let's go and talk to such and such and such and such. Wendell Stimley. Yes. You've heard me talk about him for years, man. Wendell Stimley is putting stuff in this brother's head to go when we deal with these people. And we're on the fringe if we get the community to know what we're doing, not what we're talking about doing, but what we're actually doing. We'll be able to put people to work. You got to be able to feed your family before you can do anything for yourself or your community.
I love that. I love that.
About it.
But I'm hearing solutions from Bobby and the good brother who just came. I'm hearing solutions that are predicated on us working together, not us relying on somebody keeping their word on Capitol Hill.
Politicians are expensive. You got to buy them.
But the thing is, you can, as you learn about the system, right, the system wasn't created for melanated people, but just like anything else, you can co-opt it when you learn enough about, get enough information about it. 45 million so-called black people in America, you can create your own political party. Caucasian people do it all the time. Every time you come up with an election, you'll see, oh, this is the Green Party, or this is the the name party, or
this is the fuck y'all America is different party.
Right. Anybody can do it. Melanated people just don't. They're not that versed on doing that shit. But you can do that. You can create your own political party. 45 million people in one party would kill the game in America.
Wow.
45 million. Just think about the people.
You saying that's how many black people?
Yeah, that's just how many black people there are, or melanated people. So think about the votes that Hillary and them got. Hillary got what, 5-6 million votes, and Trump got 4 or something like that, or 3. So 45 million fucking people voting for one candidate would kill the game.
That's wonderful. Question: how many Asians are there in this country? You don't have any idea?
You don't have any idea.
Okay.
Right.
And how many of them are out? I've never seen an Asian with an "I voted" sticker. I've seen them with businesses. I've seen them, while we go to college to be well rounded, they go to be surgeons.
But you're right. They have They have that instilled in them, though, coming from where they're coming from.
I've never seen an Asian. Where are the Asians at the step shows? I've never seen an Asian fraternity that can step and have canes. I don't see. They don't.
No, you're right, but that's something they're taught and conditioned to do. And as well, when they come over here, the system isn't stacked against them like it is against melanated people.
They buy power. Huh? They buy power. No, I've seen it. I've seen it. They buy power. That's why they got Koreatown.
Yes.
Well, they had to have politicians that they bought in order to build those buildings and put it in their own goddamn language.
We won't bomb America. We won't bomb America. We'll buy it.
That's the other part of the game.
So look, guys, we got callers on the line. Callers! We want to get your opinion. We are not scholars on this topic. We have no idea about what we're talking about. But we want to hear from you. The number to dial is 323-230-4445. Caller, you're on the air. Speak on it. We are not scholars. Caller.
Hello?
Yes, hell is low. Welcome to the show.
This is Lance Folk from Beaumont. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening, man? Speak on it, bro.
Interesting topic. Look, I'm beginning with all the information over the last couple of years that all politics are local. So here in Texas, we have independent school districts. Jeff, you're not going to tell me not to vote for black people to represent black people in a majority black district. I'm sorry. You know, a lot of our school districts are some of the biggest landowners in the state. A, and B, they have they charge taxes. So I want a direct decision on how my tax dollars are spent.
Local voting.
So a couple of years ago, a guy named Carol Thomas was superintendent. We had a $388 million bond issue passed. White people got mad. A friend of mine got caught up in some. He got the bid for doing all the electrical work, and they tried to run him over the bus. He had Roger Clemens' lawyer. Long story short, they want to take the man's name off the stadium. Shit like that is why if black people understood the power of the voting locally, but it's like herding cats getting black people together. Like Kevin said, 40 million black people. What's his name won the election with 60 million votes, which is 20% of the total population of the United States. So, yeah, if we all would coalesce, all 40 million of us, yeah, we could do something, but it's like herding cats. You understand what I'm saying? So locally, we do better than voting national.
Caller.
I will agree with Jeff and them on that.
Caller, can you hear me? Jeff
I
Brown,
can hear you. I'm sorry.
Jeff Brown has a question for you.
A couple.
I'm listening, Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your call, bro, and love your support. One, when you said that you were, and forgive me if I have it wrong, something about voting to get something changed in a school district.
Yeah, like bond issues and such.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Which one of those schools teaches a predominantly African curriculum? Which one of those schools teaches about black history?
Oh, shit, Jeff. Goddamn well, we are dictated by the state of Texas who fuck up the school books. I know your point, Jeff.
No, I don't think you do because I haven't made it. You couldn't possibly.
Okay,
because I haven't made it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
My point is,
oh, fuck you, Jeff.
My point is, question number 2. What if you took, what if in Texas, we took half of the energy to get people elected,
Jeff.
and half of the energy to get people to vote,
asshole.
and channel that energy into getting black doctors,
Black
black historians, black electricians, black mathematicians, because they all exist, and I know they live in Texas, to get together and teach our children. That's thinking out of the box. What you're telling me, and I agree, I absolutely agree, that voting on a local level is slightly more effective. But what is triple the effectiveness of that is the communal work inside of a capitalist system.
Black people are not a monolith, Jeff. We don't all like each other.
And I just told you it's like herding cats. So what you got to do is
hold on just a second. I have a very good tip for you for herding cats. Make sure they're hungry and have tuna.
And catnip.
If you got cats and tuna, you got hungry cats and tuna.
And
a cat will do your taxes if he's hungry for some tuna.
By calling yourself.
All right, but wait a minute. So you want me? So we got 115,000 people in Beaumont.
Yes.
Majority black district.
Yes.
Even though the answer to your first question is 0, there's no Afrocentric curriculum. I'm not going to try to bullshit you and say there is.
Thank you.
Bet not me neither, nigger.
Thank you for that.
We write the book, nigger. Bet not me either.
Wait a second.
y'all with them damn jokes. However,
and this
we
is
got
in love,
feelings,
bro.
Jeff.
This is
I
in love.
used to sub in the district in the early '90s when I was subbing in portables. I could see the daylight.
Yes, sir.
So in the summer when it was hot, it was hot. In the winter when it was cold, it was cold. We got
Yes,
new
sir.
buildings.
Yes, sir.
So even though those children are being brainwashed, they're being brainwashed to new shit and a new stadium and a new natatorium.
That sounds
For
great.
you in Rio Linda, California, that's a goddamn swimming pool.
Brainwashed in comfort.
So, however, we still graduating doctors, lawyers. But I'm like you with this Harvey shit last year. We need people with skills, learning how to cut wood, learning plumbing, shit like that.
Yes.
We need that more than mathematicians and people going to college. We need people with ready-to-work skills, because we got a lot of refineries around here, but we learned after Harvey with the floods and shit that we need more people that they can rebuild houses and flooring and shit like that.
So, brother, I submit this to you. Pretty pleased with Sugar on Top. Call us again.
Yeah.
Call us again sometime before Halloween and let me know the 9 brothers, the 9 professional brothers that you got in contact with, and the 10 brothers that are lost that each of you spoke to. Not who you voted for, not what committees you got to. You got some gas and you niggas bought some chicken and went down and say, yo, I'm talking to you cats on the corner. You ain't telling me as you stand there with your pants sagging on this corner that you are less intelligent, less than in any way these white folks over here. Get back to me when y'all doing that. Can you do that? Can you get with some brothers and do that?
Hey, caller, we got to move on, man, but I appreciate it.
I know. I've just been chin checked by the great Jeff Brown.
I love you. I love you. That's love.
On
That's
the
love.
chin check side of the game.
I love you.
Hey, let me just say this real quickly. To believe that transformative government can fix some of the problems in the black community is logical. It's logical.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it is practical and or probable or possible. Tell you why. If you're dealing with honest, straight up, good, moral people, here we go. Transformative government can change the outcome of black lives. But you're not dealing with them.
Not on the national level.
You're just not.
Right.
Okay, on the local level, let's get some local black people in there, some good people. Listen, the system is looking for raceless black people to plug into positions of power on local levels and on the national level. What does raceless black people mean? Don't come in there with that black shit, nigga. I done already outlawed your hair.
I'm going to jump on you with something blunt.
I've already outlawed your hair. Don't come in here with that black shit, motherfucker.
I've outlawed your hair.
Do you? Again,
don't come in here with that black shit.
So again, don't come in here with no culture. We looking for raceless black people. Now, you're looking at a system that is corrupt. Who can argue against the American government, its political process, and the way it's treated minorities since its inception as not corrupt? Who can say, who can argue, who can be the United States government's legal team and say, no, we're going to paint you as
looking out for your people,
as
vanguards of the public.
Yes, this is the land of opportunity. This is the land where this big statue that represents masonry opens its arms and allows everyone in with a free opportunity to rise and grow. This is not that place.
But you said black people are not monolithic, but calling yourself black makes you a monolithic. It puts you all under one. It puts you under one category, especially in the law. As I read like a couple of weeks ago, in law, color does not exist. It means that you are not real. So if you understand that all of this starts by what you identify as, what you call yourself in society, just like the Dred Scott case, because he called himself a slave, he didn't get any remedy. If he had called himself an Aboriginal, the judge was telling him, he's like, look, nigga, you called yourself this. Is that what he said? Look, nigga. Nigga, you called yourself this. Hey, nigga. If you had called yourself this over here, we can fuck with you. But you didn't call yourself that. You called yourself a slave descended from African slaves, so we have no motherfucking remedy for you. Salam alaikum. Peace out. So, again, it starts by who you understand who you are in this land.
Can your horse talk? Send him in here.
But see, and this is the thing. That's a conversation. Maybe we'll do another conversation.
It all adds into the voting shit.
But this is what I'm saying. Around that's a conversation. But I still believe that they don't honor anything.
I know you don't, because you don't know the law. If you know the law in government, you would know.
Okay, what does the law have?
That's like saying I don't know Spain if I've never been to Spain.
What does the law have to do with this concept? Dear black millionaires, I need you to go over into the hood. You see the empty vacant lots full of glass and shit? Buy them up. They're cheap. Dear Big Mama over in the hood, if you can grow greens, cabbage, tomatoes, we going to put you over there and let you start farming. Dear Bloods and Crips in the hood, I want you to guard our vegetables. Dear Bloods and Crips in the hood.
That's the storyline of Black Jesus.
When a nigga get pulled, I didn't know that. I've never watched it. When a nigga get pulled over, when somebody get pulled over, what would you do if you, as a cop, pull somebody over on Slauson, just east of Crenshaw, and it's a sister sitting there in a car with her 2 kids. And then, no, it's not just a sister. It's 5 people standing there. Oh, shit. Now it's 20 people standing there. Oh, shit. Here come the 60s just standing there, waiting. What you gonna do when we start to do like every other race of people and use our gangsters and thugs on our behalf?
But here's the thing, Jeff. When you're poor, when you are impoverished, when you are broke, your whole race is for sale. The dominant system gonna come to you with a check you can never say no to.
Nope. Hey. At that point, it's time to replace that person, and it's just really looking at the history of the world.
Somebody else who gonna turn the check down?
See, that's the thing about other cultures. They correct that type of behavior. If they have to assassinate people, they do.
Wait.
No, we always want to eliminate that. But that's something you have to do.
But do you see what I'm saying? But let me come back to this, Bobby.
Got to prune.
Let me come back to this. I believe poverty is a construct that is well maintained.
Yep. But it's also poverty. The only thing that conquers poverty is wealth.
But
if you can't feed people, you can't lead them. But if you can feed them, I know cats right now that will take a bullet or dispense one for folks that feed them.
That's right.
They call them armies.
Suge Knight. I mean, niggas behind Suge because he can feed them.
Let me just say this, man. I'm mad as hell. Because we got to have this conversation again, because I got to bring some politicians on, some people who make the process make sense.
Before they come on, ask them how much.
You don't want to do that.
It costs.
Yeah.
To get them to represent us.
Because
that's really what we need
because
to know.
I believe these kind of conversations have to keep happening, and we have to put ourselves in a position to be able to talk to people. Like, for instance, you know our guy, Sean. Sean's running for president in 2020.
Who?
Sean Collison. Sean Collison, the world's #1 mediator for child support and all that. He's running for president 2020. He's been on this show a couple times. He's running for president. Should we get behind Sean?
Bring him in here and let him talk.
Sean's my guy.
I love Sean, but I'm gonna tell you what.
I'm just saying, like, okay. Listen, we don't have all the answers. I don't claim to have all the answers. I want you to know that this is an open forum for open dialogue. We want to keep the conversation going. Shit, man. Let's work. Let's work
go to
together.
work,
Let's
go to work. All this talking, man.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in. The Zo What Morning Show is here weekly. We'll be back next week with another heater. Tonight is the Voice of Reason. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thanks to the Super Chat and the YouTube people. We much love to you guys. We'll see you guys next week.